Let's take a look at how to make a line chart based on some simple data. So let's look at the situation. So over the last 60 years, US per person consumption of milk and soft drinks has changed drastically. For example, 1950, number of gallons of milk consumed per person was 36.4 gallons. In 2000, it decreased to 22.6 gallons. Meanwhile, for soft drinks consumed gallons per year per person, 1950 it was 10.8, and then 2000 it jumped to 49.3 gallons per person. Holy crap, that's a lot of soft drinks. So the milk started higher and then dropped lower, so they should be around the same somewhere in between 1950 and 2000. So we can make a wild guess and say, hey, maybe it's right in the middle, 1975. What I want to do is have a spreadsheet make a chart, a line chart for each of these, and see what the spreadsheet thinks with a linear approximation. So I'm going to go over to Excel this time. Google is pretty easy to do. Let's blow this up just a little. All right, so sometimes it works well to highlight the data you want to start with. So I want the years for my X values and the milk and soft drinks for my Y values. And then I just want to try to insert a chart. Sometimes when you select a chart, like maybe I want a scatter plot or line chart, it does a good job. Sometimes it does a crap job. So that's not what I want. Delete. All right, so notice it's graphing a point for years, a point for milk, and a point for soft drinks on the same line. That's not what we're looking for. What we want to do, I got to fix my years here. Instead of 0, I want to call that 1950, and I want to call this the year 2000. All right, there we go. So that didn't work. So I'm going to try again. So I'm going to go to Insert. This time I'm going to try Recommended Charts and see what it thinks. Okay, so here, don't want that, don't want that. All right, so all of those are not good. Oh, this one looks promising there. 1950 to 2000, and then I have two different lines. All right, let's try that one. See if it makes sense when we put it in. All right, so milk should be blue, starting at 36.4. That looks about right, and then going to 22.6. That looks good. And then just starting a little above 10 and finishing just under 50. Yeah, that looks good. So let's see if we can adjust this a little bit. So it needs a better title. That's not too bad. It doesn't say what these numbers mean. We've got to adjust that. Years along the bottom is accurate. So then if we double click on the chart, we'll get an editing menu over here. And I want to, let's see, let's mess with the horizontal axis and minor. Can we get a minor grid line? All right, so it's making a mark in the middle here. So that would be about 1975. And so if I trace up, it looks like the intersection is a little before 1975, in the middle of 1950 and 2000. Okay, that seems reasonable based on some other work we did. Next thing for titles up here, I'll leave the chart title for now, but we need an axis title, vertical. And let's try rotated. And what are these numbers? Those are gallons per person, which I've typed recently and it remembers, otherwise you gotta type it yourself. That's better. So how's this? Gallons per person for those numbers. Blue is gallons per person for milk. Orange is soft drinks, that's good. Title kind of sucks. We could improve that by just double clicking on it. And I'm just gonna start over. Better title might be something like milk and soft drink consumption. In the US. Not too long, but descriptive enough. Cool, that's a great chart. It'd be nice if it had more years here, but I couldn't find a way to make this version of the chart do that. So I'm gonna see, just for fun, if I can get another chart that has a little more detail. Like in the Google version, it actually plotted every 10 year in between, so I can see, oh yeah, that definitely happens a little before 1975. Whereas in this chart, It's not quite as clear because that number isn't labeled. So I'm going to try putting in a different chart. So let's highlight the data again, insert recommended. And I think what I'd like is a scatter plot, but that's not the right one. It's doing milk versus soft drinks and skipping the years, not what we want. Other options. It does not have that as a recommended. If I try to go straight to the scatter plot, it's going to screw it up. Yeah, notice, look at this, should be years, and it's going, what is it doing? All right, so we can probably fix this. So I'm going to double click there and edit the data. And the source is A3, A1 through C3, that's correct. All right, series is what the problem is. So we want the X values to be not the words, but these two numbers here. And then the Y values to go with that will be just the milk for the first series. So click here and then highlight the milk and then check it off. Okay, good. And then we'll call this milk by clicking that little pencil edit there. All right, didn't rename it. Oops, I must not have hit the right button. Milk, check. Doesn't want to change it. Okay, we'll try something else in a minute. Series 2, X values are the years. Check. And Y values would be the soft drinks for series 2. Oh, I just hit the wrong button somewhere. Where'd series 1 go? Looks like I accidentally deleted it. All right, so let's try this again. How about this is now soft drinks. Okay, that's better. And then we'll, since I messed up, I'll have to add the milk back in, which needs both the years. Should be okay. And the milk values. Okay, apply. And then rename it as milk. And with the scatter plot, it gives me those at the bottom. To get the lines in there, that's a different option. I don't know if we can get to it from here. Let's try series. Oh yeah, trend line. We're just going to turn that on. Nice. Okay, and then we'll do the same thing for the milk series. Turn the trend line on. Cool. All right, the legend's got a little more than I need, but it's all right. And then I can see here's 1970, 1980, and the intersection's a little before the middle, 1975, which matches what Google had in this other graph, but I get a little more detail down there. And then we could, from there, insert a title and insert a vertical axis title like I did earlier. All right, that's it for now. The second way was a little better, but a lot more work. Thanks for playing. Adios.